Hey Fruit Bases, it is Klaireeberry. I am here to speak with you guys a little bit from the heart today. Recently I've been having a lot of conversations. I've been more active on Twitter, so I've really been enjoying it. I really feel like Twitter is a presence that more vegans need to be on, especially educated, knowledgeable people who are able to argue respectfully, smartly. Really what gets us so messed up is the media. And this is why, my experiences on Twitter and other places, even just discussing veganism with people. It's like, I don't know, I'm from the Midwest. I think I talk about conspiracy theories a lot because it's just kind of prevalent. You grow up around here, it's like one of those things. There's so much disinformation. There's so much misinformation. And they do that on purpose to keep us controlled and to keep us in line and doing what they want. So our job is to, wade through the waters, wade through the fog, feel our way. And I think that when people have an arrogant, like a too arrogant sense about everything, that's a red flag not to listen to them. Because there are certain answers in this world that we can't honestly and humbly and realistically say that we know the answer to. Life is a mystery, and that's the beauty of it. So, but the people who go around walking around thinking that, again, that's where you have issues, because you can't possibly in this day and age. They put out disinformation purposefully to hurt us, to keep us in line, like I said. And they don't even have to convince us fully. They just have to create doubt so that we throw up our hands and we say, oh, I don't know what to do, so I might as well not do anything, which is pretty much the standard American diet. Like, that's what people do. And listen, I've told you guys before, I'm a big conspiracy theorist in a way. I used to have so many problems with my family. My mom and I would get into it, when I was 20, I was like trying to tell everybody, trying to share everybody that didn't want to hear. The awakening, started out when I was younger. I realized, the government's against marijuana and hemp. God, why hemp? Like, that should have been fixed a long time ago. So that shows you what idiots the government is. So then you were like, why are they keeping marijuana from us? And then you smoke it, your mind gets up, and you're like, oh, now I see why they're keeping it, why they tried to keep it from us. It's kind of over now. Even here in Missouri, we've got pretty much legal weed this year. 2018, baby. That was a nice time, nice year. So anyway, my point here, one of the only things I feel like we can rely on, besides education, deep education, deep respect for education. We need to be able to get down to because they can't hide everything. There's too many people in this world watching. Too many fucking people. Can't hide. This is the era of enlightenment. Okay? We're coming through. Transparency is happening. It's all about transparency. It's been about transparency. It's going to even be more about transparency. I believe people are even getting perhaps more psychic. You have the light bringers, the light children. What do you call them? Indigo children coming up. Oh, I guess they're all different things. But you know what I mean. Like, everybody knows about this type of stuff. It's just like only spoken in certain crowds. You know what I mean? And everybody knows the mass media has all the money. That's the elite. Everybody knows that there are 6 corporations that rule the entire media. 6 corporations. So when you have Fox News and when you have this other side, what do you have? Drama, attention, arguing, watch this channel, get hyped up. They're gonna make you think they have all the answers, so you're gonna believe them because they're gonna appeal to certain things. It's all planned very carefully. So logically, one of the first and only things we can do is to protect ourselves from mainstream media. And listen, I'm not saying we have to go move to a desert and just like become Amish or anything like that. What I'm saying is limit it, and try to limit it as much as you can, as early as you can with your kids, as long as you can. I'm a big fan of monitoring their phones. I haven't tried to raise them on a bunch of, trashy music, like substanceless music. The mainstream media, basically you can do the opposite of what they are telling us to do. do. And again, you're going to have times when you have some of the media, people are like, oh, left-wing media, right-wing media. It's the same thing, just like the politicians. If you can't see that, you're not woke, don't act like you know shit. It's the same fucking thing, okay? We need to rise. We need to rise above this shit, okay? And I don't have all the answers and know the exact plan. I'm not going to pretend like I know everything. But I can tell you, a lot of people like me walk around for a long period of their lives thinking that they've got it all figured out because they are so sure about what they've learned. Yeah, do the opposite of whatever mainstream media, because the left, is playing on one thing, the right is playing on one thing. They're playing specifically to each other and to you, audience, and that's what it is. It's all fake. It's all fucking fake. So, and it's not just the TV. It is on the internet. It is on the radio. It is in the literature. That's why I'm such a strong proponent of grassroots shit, YouTube, social media, real people, real thoughts, real wisdom, real feelings. I know you, I see you, I feel you, I believe you, you are my brother. Your reality is mine. We are in this together. When you have the man behind the veil, that's not fair. That's why I'm not all about socialism. That's why I'm more of a libertarian. I feel like protecting democracy. People are always so anti-capitalism, but we don't have capitalism. This is fucking fascism right now here in America. We need to do the opposite. And actually, this reminds me of a website. I wonder if it's still up. And I printed it off. It's like 35, 40 pages, something like that. And it intrigued the hell out of me because it was all about taking care of yourself, taking care of your children, protecting yourself from the media, clean air, learn these techniques to do this and that, survival methods, right? That's all important. So we need to take a step back, because for people to sit here on their little high horses and act like they know everything, try out a carnivore diet for a year, get basically diabetes, but it's okay because you're on steroids, you're a 50-year-old man, everybody looks up to you, respects you, you're on steroids, so everybody thinks you're healthy this day and age, because that's also what the media is pushing. You have to realize this has been coming at us. These lies, this disinformation, animal agriculture has been around since the dawn of America. Okay? Go back and what's his name? I'm thinking of Eric Schlosser. The muckrakers, those guys, they were going and taking pictures of shit and showing, shoot, they had cameras, you had journalists, and that's what they were doing. And that's, the only thing that ever made anything better in this country was because those journalists held people accountable. They let people know what was going on. It's very important. I wanted to be a journalist when I was younger. It is very important. And that's kind of how I almost feel like, I haven't really thought about it too much, but sitting here vocalizing this to you guys, I just feel like that is kind of part of what I'm doing. I'm just disseminating news in my own little way. But we have to realize again that we have been brainwashed. And the elite is the meat and dairy industry. It is big pharma. It is everything. And what's the number one cause of heart disease? Okay, people want to talk about keto. Oh, keto, they've got this whole thing figured out with the sugars. It's so simple. It's such a simple explanation of something, and then they'll go, like the real scientists will go and admit that we don't know everything about this yet. There's a lot that we don't know about diabetes, but keto people will tell you they know everything, and it heals it, and it cures it, but it doesn't. Then you'll go read another study. I've got Klaireeberry.com. We've got all these studies, and they're pushing the right one. Again, they're causing enough disinformation to keep you doing what you've always been doing. What have you always been doing? What your parents were brainwashed to do. It's, if you think that the elite, the Illuminati, the New World Order, whatever, if you think that all of that shit is big, is real, then how the fuck are you not vegan? Just stop and think about it. I know I'm coming at you hard. I'm very passionate about this, but just let your guard down and think about it. Just entertain the idea. It doesn't make a lot more sense. You can really feel it when things fucking fall together and piece into your mind. I know you know, because you've had that happen before. But about veganism, these carnivore guys, these keto shit, especially, your meat's going to be lab grown here in a few more years anyway. It's going to be cheaper to get plant stuff. because they're going to take the subsidies away. You know, people talk about taxing. You know, Sean little fucking Baker talks about taxing. Oh God, don't let them fucking tax our shit. It's like, you're an idiot. Subsidies have been on meat and dairy forever. All we have to do is take those away. We don't need to tax shit. Meat will be so elitist and unsustainable at that point, and it's everything they try to throw on us, because everything that everybody says, including myself before I went vegan, about veganism is brainwashing. I used to repeat it to others. I would never go vegan. Vegans are weak, pale, and frail, and sick. Not going to do it. And that's still the mantra. And that's how these things work. You take the big thing, if it's a big company, if it's a big, problem, then they make it smaller. So then you have the Weston A. Price, and they're like, hey, we're the small guys. We're the good guys. We're going to give you a little bit of truth. We're going to give you a little bit of anti-Monsanto, and then we're going to give you all this other bullshit for you to swallow as well. And we're just going to repeat it over and over across so many blogs on the internet that you're going to believe it by sheer bandwagon effect. People don't research things like that, especially when we're young and naive. I know I didn't. The Weston A. Price Foundation is ridiculous. And they don't even preach the stuff that Weston A. Price actually promoted. Weston A. Price was totally cool with the vegetarian diet, just like every other sensible person on the fucking planet, ever. Everybody knows the healing foods are all the plants, all the herbs, all the fruits, all the citrus, beans. People try to spin, literally. It's doublespeak. You have to understand doublespeak. This is what is so fucking frustrating about being a vegan, because the brainwashing is set up to piss us off. And the doublespeak is so aggravating, because here you are trying to educate people, save the earth, save the land, save the soil. What's good for the soil? Meat, shit, piles of shit, tromping around, losing your topsoil? Or is it planting nitrogen and nutrient-rich crop rotations of vegetables and different vegetables? I think that's the more logical answer. Beans, pulses, they are definitely shown, and in the news lately, check my Twitter, to really, really, really help the soil, like on a deeper level than, just a farming level. And people like Sean Baker, I always say this, they just want to fight the global warming. Again, that's an instance where you have so much disinformation. There's truth on both sides. That's why you have to stay in the middle. You have to stay clear-headed. You can't let their emotional, fear-based fear-mongering, hello, it's what? 12:59, and guys, I didn't even get my steps, and you know why? Because I would rather talk to you guys. Obviously, I am kind of a radical, when it comes right down to it, and I want to carry this over to the whole prescription drug thing a little bit more. Like, I know that people on all sides, both sides really do understand the premise, of this actually, like big pharma and everything. Like, it is a business. It's huge business. It's bigger than most countries in this world financially, and I don't fucking trust it at all. I'm a vegan, and I will use Manuka honey on a wound before I will use any prescription drugs. I fucking hate them. And I think one of the big downfalls of this earth is prescription drugs, and especially right now, because people, even a lot of kids, a lot of people fucked up on prescription pills right now, whether it's opioids, benzos, what the fuck ever. And that's going to be, I think I need to speak out about that a little bit more, because it's just huge. Still, people aren't talking about it that much, and it's just this underlying thing where it's like, okay, because it's prescription drugs, but this is like the worst. This is worse than weed. This is worse than coke. This is worse than fucking mushrooms and all that shit. Like, that shit is good for you. Go do some fucking ayahuasca. Like, don't numb your shit. Like, deal with your shit, okay? And learn, and don't hold on so dreadfully tight to these old ideas that you have when you think you're woke in certain areas, but you're not being open-minded in others, because you don't want to change your taste, because you think subconsciously you think somebody's taking away calories from you. Veganism is not, it's not unhealthy, it's not unsustainable, it's not elitist, it's easy, it's affordable, you can do it in numerous different ways. You could eat Oreos and French fries except for not McDonald's, because here in America they're not vegan yet. Your tastes change, so you get used to stuff. You have new little traditions, just as special. It's called evolution. We desperately need it at this time, because as I was talking about, like, we are ruining land, which we don't have. You know, we need to save that. We need to stop cutting down the rainforest, which is being done largely to grass-fed beef. Oh, grass-fed beef is so good for you. You idiot. I'm just as healthy as you. Think about that one. Like, I'm surviving. All these vegans are gorgeous and surviving and thriving and growing in numbers, might I add. The whole thing is they want us just sick enough to still keep going to, you know, the doctor and the hospitals, having the surgeries, giving the monies, chasing after the cancer cures. That's never going to come. Keep us just walking. Let's walk. Like, let's walk and go do beer pub crawls to try to support these organizations, guys. American Dietetics, all these different walks, Komen, all of them. They're sponsored. They're right in there with big business. This is big business, people. This is big money floating around. Money laundering, wouldn't doubt it. Talking crazy, but shit needs to be said. It all comes back to those prescription drugs, like keeping us hooked. What a genius fucking plan. Get everybody addicted to drugs. Oh, never heard that one before. So we do need to be health nuts. You know, there should be no negative connotation for being a health nut anymore. Stop health shaming, because it's fucked up. And stop environmentalist shaming, because it's fucked up. Wake up for real this time and realize that you have been brainwashed. And you have been brainwashed more by the meat and dairy industry than by anybody else. Nobody else has a hold on us like they do. Nobody else is hurting our environment as much as they are. They're fucking shit up. They're fucking you up. They're fucking me up. They're fucking the earth up. And they're doing it on purpose. It's not about, oh, money, the bottom line. Sometimes you're dealing with forces that are deeper. I'm just going to leave it at that. I actually think that's a fucking great way to end it. What do you guys think? Let me know. Yeah, what? Freedom of speech, right? Anyway, I am playing hooky tomorrow, and I'm kind of excited. So, yeah, take care of yourselves. Take care of others. Be good to each other. So, and like I said, be good to yourself. Don't forget to eat your fruit. Keep on learning. Drink your water. Get enough sleep. And follow your heart. And get in nature and exercise. Wow, I'm a preachy mama, aren't I? All right, guys. Have a good night. Bye.